Welcome back, dear students. So today we are going to finish, hopefully, our lesson. Okay, we have done the introduction part and the first phase of the semester plan that Amanbua had. So what did he do? He pestered the hippo, have a tug of war with him, and braided a long, strong rope and tied it on his hind legs. That much was done. Now what does he do next? Let's find out. Okay. So after tying the rope in the hippo's leg, on the hippo's leg, Amanwar took the other end of the rope and crept around the other side of the hill. Okay, the hippo is already sleeping. He is not taking Amanwar seriously and he dozed off. Okay, and this naughty fellow, he crept to the other side of the hill where the old rhino was sleeping. Now, what is with these powerful animals and sleep? We don't get to sleep that much. Maybe because we are not powerful enough. so, so he, as a hippo, was sleeping. So, what did he do? He crept there slowly, steadily, so that he doesn't wake up. And there were fairly little red ants. Now you'll search and find out the little red ants of South Africa are famous for their bite. They are venomous, and they eat them too. They are a good source of protein, it seems. God knows. Okay, so what he did, he just picked up some little red ants from a nearby hole and quietly chopped them in the rhino's ears. Now, anybody's ear, inside whatever areas you have inside your ear, they're very sensitive. If something gets inside your ear, it's very painful, because it is very sensitive inside your nose, your ears. It's very sensitive. So if you drop a red ant that is famous for biting, what will you do inside someone's ears? Just imagine. So Rhino immediately awoke with a grunt and took his head, trying to scratch his ears. Now this little fellow goes up to him and with great pretense. What is pretense? Means doing something that you don't actually mean. You are pretending. So with great pretense of concern, he went there and he showed as if he's trying to pick those ants out of the rhino's ears and he pushed them down inside. So when you push something immediately, that thing will stop biting, no? Because you moved it. So for some time it will stop biting because it got pushed inside. So for a time being, the rhino got relief and he was like thanking, wow, Minwa, see your hands, your legs are exactly the same size of useful for removing those ants. Otherwise, with these big legs, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So he's unsuspecting fellow. He's, praising him. And what this little guy did, he pestered him too for the tug of war. Told him also, see, this you'll see, you think my legs are very small, but I can easily beat you in a tug of war. And he kept on pestering as he pestered Hippo. So the rhino also, just to get rid of him, agreed. And this naughty fellow tied the other end of the rope. Where is the first end of the rope? Tied to, yes, hippo's hind legs. Now the other end he's tying to the rhino's hind legs, and he's telling them both that you are going to fight a tug of war with me. I have. And who they are actually going to fight with? Each other. See? Brains that fella has got, right? So then what he did? He hurried to the top of the hill and hid in a little hollow, and he had given instruction, you will start pulling when I give you the signal. So he went up, and then from there he called loudly, pull. By now the ants began to bite deep down in the rhino's ears, and with a bellow of pain the rhino charged off, not for playing a tug of war, because it was very painful for him. He was, mad with rage because of the pain. So Poor old hippo had already forgotten about Amanwa. He was nicely, peacefully sleeping. So sudden, there was a sudden hard tug on his hind legs, and he was halfway dragged across the river, out of the river. So when he awoke, he must have felt very bad. Oh my God, I'm so strong and I'm getting dragged out by a hair, a small hair. What would have it done? What must he would have felt? He was very proud of his strength, right? So a mighty kick to his ego, right? So he also immediately reacted, and with a mighty heave, a great tug of war started in earnest. Why? Because both are thinking they are losing to a bear. Mighty animals, so strong, thinking that they are losing to a bear. So they, they pulled everything they had into the tug of war, and they worked themselves up into a fine fury, feeling humiliated that so much strength they are being pulled just by a hair. So looking at that scene, Amanwa laughed so much that he fell over and went rolling down the side of the hill and landed just in front. You can see in the picture. Now, when they saw him there, the two great animals knew they had been tricked. They were mad. Now, roaring with anger, they charged after Amanwa, hoping to trample him before he could tell other animals how foolish they had been. They understood that they have been pranked and they have been made into a fool. And they knew now this little guy will go around the jungle and tell them how he made a fool out of these two mighty animals. So they wanted to trample him before he reaches other animals and spreads this story like a wildfire in the jungle. So they charged, and the hare, the intelligent fella, the naughty one, the prankster, waited until the last possible minute, and last moment he skipped out of the way. And if you are charging and suddenly your target is gone, what will happen? They were going so fast they couldn't stop, and with a tremendous crash they met head on. Till then, because the rope was tied to their hind legs, they couldn't see. They were going in the separate directions, but when they came running to trample Lamanwa, and he hopped away, so they both crashed into each other, and they hurt each other terribly, and that fueled their anger. They are already worked up in a fury. Just imagine. Now they bang their heads into each other. Such mighty animals must have hurt. Now because of this, they became mad into a blind. They were mad, and they, into a fit of blind rage, they started to fight each other. What is blind rage? When you stop thinking, you are so mad, you are so angry that you stop thinking. You are deprived of all the reasons. All reasons are gone out of your brain. Now you just want to fight because you are mad. So you all do this, right? With your siblings. Sibling fights are like that, without reason. You're just mad without reason. Okay. So they started to fight each other and they kept fighting until they heard Amanwa was now weeping with laughter. Now, what is weeping with laughter? When you laugh so much that tears start rolling from your eyes and your tummy hurts, that is weeping with laughter. So he was weeping with laughter. Then they realized, now we have made even more fool out. So they realized this, and Amanwa also realized something. He realized that this was the end of his game. If he stayed there one more second, he'll be killed. So he jumped up and sped off in the bushes because he now had a new agenda. He wanted to tell this story to the entire jungle. So he hopped off into the bushes. And what happened to our rhino and hippo? To this day, Rhino thinks the little ants are still there in his ears. Some say that the ants are so far down that they live in his brain, and that is why the rhino is so bad tempered. And as for Hippo, you will find him still searching the riverbanks at night, hoping to find a manua and throw him to the hungry crocodiles. Now you see, start of the lesson, I had told you, these South African folktales, they, with the help of these stories, try to give you a reason for the nature of the animals. The rhinos are mad, very unpredictable. The hippos too. So, this is the prank that Amanhua played and then spread the story in the jungle. So now your lesson is done. We will just do a quick recap and you check. Pause and check if you have understood and you know the answers. Then you have understood. If you know the answers, you have understood. What Amanhua loved most was, yes, go ahead, mark your answer. Pause the video. Yeah, you got it right. To trouble other animals. What did he post to? Yes, rhino and hippo, that he could beat them at the tug of war. He boasted to rhino and hippo that I can beat you at the tug of war. What did he tie? Rhino's leg to hippos. You got all the answers right? Yeah, then you heard the video nicely. Word meanings? Dignified, ridiculous. Go on, read them. Calm and serious, deserving respect. I've already told you, ridiculous, very silly. Here in this lesson, pestering, annoying someone, taunted, try to make someone angry or upset by saying unkind things, pretense, a way in which you behave to make people believe something that is not true. Never do that. Unsuspecting, not aware of the presence of danger in. You are in a danger and you're not aware of it. Then you are unsuspecting. Earnest, with great seriousness. They were fighting the tug of war with great seriousness, right? Now these answers, you think and answer. Hippo thought Amanhua was acting silly. Do you agree? Why is Rhino bad-tempered even to this day? Both Hippo and Rhino were tricked by Amanhua. What does this tell about them? Now, those answers, those questions, you don't need to write anywhere. These are just for your revision. You think if you can answer. Okay? And if you are able to, very nice. Then you have heard them correctly. Otherwise, anyway, I will be sending you notes. And maybe you will find these questions there too. So you will know that whatever answer you gave was correct. Okay? So do it nicely. And I will see you in the next video of the grammar topic of this lesson. Till then, take care.